Okay, so welcome back. Today we're going to talk about equivalent fractions. So what are equivalent fractions? Well, it's quite simple. Equivalent fractions are fractions that represent the same amount. Okay, so for example, if in this I have two pictures where I drew a whole unit, and so in this one, this represents a half, right? Half of a whole. And so in this one, it's the same thing, but I subdivided it into fourths. But in this case, it's 2/4 is shaded in. Now notice that the same amount is shaded in, but I just have more pieces. And that's really the easiest way to think of fractions, equivalent fractions. Think of, you have the same amount, but different amounts of pieces, right? So for example, if whether I have 1/4 or 1/2 of a pizza, or whether I eat 2/4 of a pizza, it's the same amount of pizza, just smaller slices, if you will. So here I've got 1/2 versus 2/4. Or if I wanted to chop the pizza up into eighths, then it would be 4/8 because 4 slices, so I'm basically 8 equal slices of pizza, and I'm taking 4 of them. So that's what we mean by equivalent fractions. Now, how do we get equivalent fractions? Well, we can easily get equivalent fractions if we look at, okay, if we even use 1/2, right? So 1/2 is equal to 2/4, which is equal to 3/6, which is equal to 4/8, which is equal to 5/10, which is equal to 6/12, and so on. And so how do we get these equivalent fractions? Well, notice that 2/4 is what? Is really 1/2 times what? Two over 2. Well, isn't 2 over 2 just 1? And isn't 1 times any number the same number? So this kind of tells you that, hey, these are the same, right? Because when you multiply by a number by 1, in this case, a form of 1, you're not changing the number. Hence, they're equivalent. So notice, so this one here, like that. And then 3/6, well, 3/6 is what? That's 1/2 times what? 3 over 3. Huh. And what about 4/8? Well, that's just 1/2 times 4 over 4. And 5/10 is just 1/2 times 5/5. And 6/12. So what am I doing? In effect, all I'm doing is multiplying the top and the bottom by the same number. So if I multiply 2 by 1, I get 2. If I multiply 2 by 2, I get 4. If I multiply the top and the bottom by 3, I get 3/6. If I multiply the top and the bottom by 4, I get 4/8, and so on. So the way you get equivalent numbers or equivalent fraction is as long as you multiply the numerator and the denominator by the same number, you will always come up with an equivalent fraction. So that means that if I multiply the top and the bottom by 100, I get 100 divided by 200, which is the same thing. So 1/2 is the same as 100 divided by 200, or 100 200ths. Okay? And so that's the idea of equivalent fractions and how you can make equivalent fractions. Have a great day.